Good evening and welcome to another qualifier race for the fall tournament. We have for you BBQ.gov and LysanderTheLion on Restream on Fury, joined by Dragon Lady K. We are almost to the end of week one of the qualifiers. There's 4 weeks of them total, and quite a few of these runners have a few races under their belt. We're going to get to see two of our runners go ahead on stream out of 22 in this race. And they're going to start at the Armos screen as well. So we have an immediate Armos check with bait in hand.
I mean, that's a pretty nice place to start. You've got quite a bit around you that you can work with.
Can go to the coast to check out what's there. Can go through the Armos checks. Looks like we had a door repair there. Not great from what I saw. Looks like we got a pretty good medium secret and he took the maximum. And Wizard's on the overworld.
Can't say that I'm horribly sad about the Wizrobes on the overworld because that means that you're not going to see them as much in your dungeons. So I'll take it.
Bo was on the coast, so we do need the ladder, and Gria also on the overworld, which means Lionels and Moblins both go into the dungeons, making them, I would say, a little bit easier. One of our any roads does take us over to the Death Armos screen, which allows us to check that. And silvers are there, so two of our three big items are on the overworld.
That's a pretty early find there, I'd say. All that information, you already know exactly what you need to take out Ganon?
So, barring a white sword being blocked on the overworld, we are down to just an overworld blocking item potentially, and finding the ladder. So that's a good start. Oof. But yeah, Wizards in the overworld can sometimes block you with specific screens. Uh, Specifically where Lysander is right now, it's pretty difficult to get down there. BBQ is going to get the silvers. That will allow them to potentially be firing off arrows if they can find ladder.
That's pretty good spread out any roads, I'd say. That make our travels a little bit better. Quick way up into Death Mountain whenever you decide you want to go up that way.
It's just about the screens that we're on. I mean, this one below Death Armos is not easy. And level 1 is over Casino Corner. Sometimes be heavily key blocked, but maybe we'll get lucky and have some open doors to either the Triforce or a couple of the items. Or we'll just have no open doors at all. We'll just have walls. So looks like we might need bombs if we can't open up the door north of us.
That is a little bit of a shame to find early on. You know, you find that one early, usually one is a little bit easier to dig. It was hopeful.
The only door they can open with a pirouette by going out and back in is the top one. We've already been to the left screen, so that won't work. Yeah, that is maximum or near maximum 24 or 25 on the door repair, so that's a bit of an oof. Even these Octoroks are not playing nice. We're back down to a half a heart, and unfortunately didn't get inside that cave in time. Looking for the sword so that we can kill our way through some of these screens.
Yeah, that definitely was an unfortunate death, but fortunately, you know, it's not too far away. They should be able to get back there and get to checking things along the way. Hopefully, we will see a sword soon, though, because, like you said, those Octoroks are not looking very friendly.
Yeah, so far both runners pretty much have the same knowledge. I mean, we know what's on the coast. I believe maybe BBQ doesn't, but outside of that, they have the same sort of overworld exploration going. You know about the Armos and such. So really just step for step outside of a little bit of combat unfortunate situation for Lysander. We'll see if the sword ends up over by the White Sword Cave. There's at least a candle we can purchase, so now we can burn some bushes.
And we get a few bombs on the way, so that'll help as well. Open up a few more spots. I'd say that this was definitely a good play, and it looks like Lysander is going to be doing the same thing here in a minute. So yeah, they are definitely kind of mimicking each other's footsteps, but those blue wizrobes really don't want you to move around that lake.
Dungeon number 2 at the White Sword Cave. Not easy to get to, but we made it.
Maybe 2 will be a little more friendly and have some more maneuverability, but unfortunately, it does not look like it. That enemy set said nope.
You're going to save to hold the resources, and it's going to start burning the bushes, starting with the screen, maybe? Nope, going to go to Fidel to check that out first. I see going to the inner roads to get closer to start where there's more open caves. Still looking for that sword. That makes some sense. And we
Speaking
weren't.
of, now we found it.
In fact, it looks like both runners again going to follow in each other's footsteps potentially, which means Lysander shouldn't be too far away from that.
I wonder when we're going to start seeing some deviation. They really are kind of keeping, right there together. Can't really say that I blame them. This is pretty much moving quite linearly along.
Yeah, I suspect the big play at some point here will be to go back to 1. Specifically, BBQ has the bombs ready to go, and that's kind of the only thing that will open up some potential checks there. Level 2 doesn't seem like as great a play early.
Now that enemy set did not look too friendly starting off. I think I'd rather have at least a little bit more offense to work with before trying to meander through that one. And Lysander is taking another unfortunate death. But hopefully, again, it's still early enough, plenty of places to go. So we'll
Yeah,
see if he goes back to 1.
yeah, just took a death trying to farm some bombs on that screen. Didn't work out. Looks like the Gria did roll up, at least the bomb dropping ones. The blue Gria look about normal.
We find our first take any.
Probably have to get inside this cave before the Gria throw the boomerang, just to get the health back. 92 rupees for a key. We might have to buy some of those depending on how key starved we are early. We also could bomb up in this one. We're at the very top, so that wouldn't have worked. Probably can re-kill this room over and over again until it drops a bomb if need be. And we get a bomb there, so now we can go down in this segmented one.
And we get a map. Okay. Well, I don't know that that's what I'd like to find after a bomb wall.
Yeah, now they knows that there's a patcher in that room, and run down, kind of go to the left side of that room, hug the wall, go down, and not take any pops at all. If you don't know what's happening, then it's a little bit easier or a little bit harder to dodge this time. Patcher might try and block the door, but didn't quite get down there. We have a potential staircase item, but also it's segmented, so pretty equal odds. There should be 2 staircases on this side. Absolute maximum, 1 at minimum. All right, big money. Any key in one on the floor will help out.
I'd say that's a pretty solid find to start off with. Now we're not going to have to worry about hunting for keys. I like it.
I'll be trying to make it over to the level 1 location, but I have to be careful. Okay. Kliak returns. That's level 8. It's by a lake. Let's see. BBQ is fast enough to get out of the way here. Yes. BBQ's going to find the Triforce room. It's full Pulse voice. Yeah, Rippy Ball's guards our item in the staircase. Let's see what it is.
There's a heart that can either be, I believe that's just our floor heart at this point. So
Probably gotta check the room southeast of this one. And if it's not here, then I dare say it might be the Petra that has to go down to find the other floor item. Well, this room's not too fun, but the worst case scenario, you can get eaten by the like and hide inside of it and have them group up on top of you, bomb them. Unfortunately, we're have them stack on top of us here, and I think that's going to cause some extra damage. I don't know if we're going to survive the room. Maybe bombs help us a little bit. Oh, we catapulted the like into a leak there. Oh, nothing else. Any key does help us through some other dungeons, so we can come back later. It definitely would take a while to kill the Pulse voice room that's guarding the Triforce, even though Lysander doesn't know where it's at yet.
yes, and unfortunately BBQ is doing just that. Not in the right room though, so unfortunately will not be rewarded with their Triforce here.
And I thought that room had a drop in it. Perhaps BBQ forgot or is clearing it just for safety. I think BBQ can get over here to this side to find the compass at minimum. Gonna have a similar struggle in the like room once we get there.
And it looks like Lysander is on their way to find 2. And it looks like they are going to chance to dig it.
You can kill the Stalfos and hope it's the primary or very high up on the primary list. Let's see if BBQ decides to kill the patron here.
Looks like they are certainly going to give it a go.
Just I hope not to get cornered here.
They definitely have a lot more skill than I do. About every time that I try to go for a patch in a room like this, they get me into a corner pretty quick.
Yeah, this time I'm going to get cornered.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
The level 2 is still not being friendly. It is triple segmented. And also, it's got a triple shutter door room that blocks most of our progress going forward. So this may be a short-lived level 2 dig.
And yep, I think Lysander made the right call and just decided to go get on out of there.
That's, and how it's been the whole time, basically, is one runner goes to a place and the other follows, and BBQ is about to follow back at level 2, assuming the Wizard doesn't get him here. Nope, doesn't.
And unfortunately, he's going to find that, just like Lysander did, these are really not very friendly sets. Although, that clock does not make me sad. That'll make this room a lot easier.
Both runners, in fact, getting the same clock and the same kill, or thereabouts. Lysander also got a clock in this room. Downside is there's no enemy that divides into two in here, so you kill this room this time and you can get through it, but if you take a death, you have to re-clear the room.
We have just discovered our second take any. First one for Lysander.
I'm not confident, I'm not confident here in BBQ escaping this one. In fact, he's deciding whether or not he wants to try it. Yeah, he's just going to give up. So off we go, looking for another dungeon to dig that's not quite as bad.
It's nice to see that the blue Octoroks have been scaled down. And we have our red candle in our white sword. Okay. Fortunately, that was an easy pickup.
Also comedy because it was under a burn bush, so you had to get a blue candle to go get your upgrade.
And we have found 7.
Ooh, here's some info potentially. I think I'd be inclined to get this with how much money is available in the secrets.
I mean, with 120 big secret, I certainly think I'd be checking out some hints.
Sail over the water to get the book, so we know one of our dungeons is blocked by the raft.
That's actually a really big hint, being that we have our overworld block to worry about.
And the rest is not so useful at all. We have our map in this room here in 7. something something cactus.
I don't know, it looks like it could be, you know, a dragon, maybe. And we've now found 8. I just really appreciate how 7 and 8 are apparently the same color.
And our first item is the heart container, so one of our 2 dungeon items will be on the floor in 8. My goodness. Alright, so level 7 and level 8, both kind of equally beefy. You can kind of see where level 8's segment fits into level 7 at the bottom there. Eventually, a magic
And we
boomerang.
have the magic boomerang, indeed.
And you see the Gibdos carrying something on the other screen there. That's a recorder. So we have level 7's item. Just gotta get the Triforce and get out.
And unfortunately, the Gibdo said, "You shall not pass." And I think that is a pretty sound call. I mean, they, you know, the enemies in there, they're pretty chonky. Might be good to come back when you have a little more offense to work with, try to clear things a little bit faster. At least you have the knowledge, and you have the reporter on top of that. So it'll be easy to kind of maneuver around otherwise.
It's Triforce cleanup, so go back there once you have the full kit and mash it.
And we have a 3 down there on the coast.
Big Dogger gazes along the coast as well. Starting to run out of coast spots, so that could be where the book is at. Could be on the raft spot out there.
Alrighty, and our floor heart is now in our stairwell, which means that our item will be out there on the floor. Version, I would say that is a very good question. It's very likely they were marking the shield shop, but if they're anything like me, you know, you get in there and they got the silver so early, it was probably that moment of like, do I need to buy these arrows? Wait, no, I think I have my silvers. I don't need them. And fortunately, we see our tries in the next room over.
Yep,
And of course, there are pancakes everywhere.
might try and clear through this room, or clear some of it out just to get to the other side, see if the item might be over that ways. Nope, gonna go for the try.
Now the question is, do you go back and dig? Because generally 3 is not too horribly large, and we're still looking for a ladder out there somewhere. Yep, looks like Lysander says, I'm going back in.
Good shortcut
Oh,
up to
yeah.
the key door.
This is a very nice size 3. It's definitely one that I wouldn't mind digging early on if you're trying to find, you know, again, trying to find that ladder, since we know that our bow is out there on the coast.
No item in this room, so I think we have to go down on the south side of the 3. I believe if we go up, we're stuck. Close to start entrance to death. Okay, so that's maybe, we might be double blocked here, but hold on to that thought for a minute. I think we gotta try and just make it right in that room. We were just in there.
I mean, Crump was really hoping this would be a trolley seed. For it to be possibly double blocked, for us to, you know, have to search forever to get our ladder, only to find out that we then also need our bracelets. I mean, could be.
And I felt like BBQ looked at the majority of the start area, and I don't think we saw level 9 over there. And so the only spot that's a blocker over there is the power bracelet. Just 2 screens to the left where Lysander found 3. Yeah, this 3 blue dark nut room thwarts progression to the right, and the moat does the same thing on the top side where it connects. So it's like we're going to have to kill this room if we want to see the rest of 3.
We have located our third take any, so we only have one more of those out there hiding somewhere.
What's Rome's Emperor? It's the name of this overworld. I feel like we've seen Magical Sword already, and that's important to note. Oh, Red Ring. That's a big item.
Red ring. That is very big. That is going to make dungeons a lot easier.
I was going to say, the being at 9 hearts already, it could be one of those seats where we get something early to help with combat that we weren't expecting. But hey, defense is definitely going to help out a ton.
Well, being that on BBQ's side, we're only 1 heart away from being able to check mags in hopes of getting ourselves that nice magical sword, it does figure that that is when we find our red ring in a fairly decent time.
BBQ is going to spend a little bit of extra time in this 3. Did not see the easier to get to Triforce or the Compass room yet. Not able to get to the Triforce from this side. That room allows BBQ to just go clear this one instead, where we find all the likes, but with the red candle, they're pretty easy to kill, and overall not as threatening as a lot of the enemies out there. Got easier knowledge of what they're going to do.
Yes, fortunately, they're one of those enemies. If you can corner them fairly well, they're just going to keep killing themselves on the fire.
While I may not beeline up there, I think this probably opens up level 1 for a redive, just because we know the Patra is likely to be guarding the thing we need. If not, it's the likes at the end, and with a red ring and a lot of health, you could probably clear that room. Even with the blue ring now, if you're Lysander, you can still clear that a lot easier than you once could. But of course, we are going to clear some overworld. We're not just going to abandon everything over here, just go look at that. Red potion now, so BBQ has plenty of defense.
And it is looking like 5 is more than likely in that raft spot. Because it looks like BBQ has gone to all of the other ones that we had not seen previously.
And BBQ looks like they're beelining towards level 1 again. I like this play. We know it's in 1 of 2 rooms. We don't know what it is, but if it's a white sword, if it's a wand, if it's the ladder, even if it's the raft at this point, you're getting progression out of it. So the amount of items this isn't, or the amount of items that this could be that aren't useful is down to like boomerang, and it can't even be booked. So basically, boomerang is the only dud item left here. Because it cannot be the book. We already have that inch for stealing.
You know, the Patra is not going down easy. It is definitely trying to make its mark.
Yeah,
fortunately, we have a potion. Oh, yeah.
May have gotten it stuck, though. I just like what screen he's hovering with the B button still on. Alright, what's under the Patra?
Ooh, our ladder.
Alright, so we can zoom, although, well, I guess it's a room full pulls way, so yeah, we can go get the bow off the coast, have silvers in hand, go back to 1, clean it up for the Triforce, and then move on to maybe level 2.
Really, I would say that is a very fortunate find. You know, they didn't try to go after all of those Patras. In fact, or not the Patras, but the Toys, I should say. You know, I don't even know if they've been in that room to see what the enemy set is for their Triforce in 1. So that's going to be a pleasant surprise when they go back there.
And BBQ went in the room but didn't realize it was the Triforce room until he got all the way over to see the compass, and then when they saw the compass, they said, "You." I don't think Lysander's seen it yet, though. Now, small downside of this left up A for BBQ is he's going to be in for a rude awakening here in about 3 seconds. Can still walk by, but yeah. Patch comes back to leave the room with the up A, but it's just a walk through with the red ring.
And fortunately, with an easy enemy set, now that we have our bow, it wasn't really like they were in any danger. So, very well done. We picked up our second Triforce on the board. It looks like we might be going back up to try to take on 2 again.
Yeah, not going to be very fast dungeon because of some of the blue dark nuts and where they happen to be, but do have defense so we can make it through easier. Do have a bow and arrow to shoot some of the enemies from afar, like the likes.
Unfortunately, we were not rewarded with anything shiny for clearing that room on Lysander's side. Obviously, seeing that flame come out, I'm not really sure if that was an accident or if they were protesting.
Depending on what room, if they walked in via the shutter door, then probably a self-burn on just being annoyed that they cleared the room. So, the reward is Magic Boomerang for now. BBQ has already done as well. We'll see if the floor item makes an appearance in here before Lysander leaves. Up to 10 hearts now for BBQ. Raft.
We have the raft in 2 already, so now we know we have access to get to 5. I'm pretty sure we're just really hoping that's not our tri-room. All those dark nuts in there.
Yep, I'm gonna go into one of the other segments to see what's over there first. So that's just a Dragon Miles. What was that? I guess so. Running out of rooms for this Triforce and 2. Gonna have another segment left to clear, and then we're down to the room at the top of this segment and the Dark Knight room. Where is this segment?
And again, very fortunate. Only a couple rooms away.
Well, let's see what's in the room. Could be some fun in there. We'll just key some traps, so we'll take it. Three Triforces down. We have a couple dungeons left that we've seen, and a couple that we haven't.
I think at this point, for Lysander's sake, we're hoping that maybe 8 is hiding maybe our white sword, possibly the wand, give ourselves a little bit more offense to be making it through some of these tough enemy sets and dungeons.
Interesting decision there by BBQ. Passed that hit shop up. I'm a little bit surprised. There's still some potential good information out there.
That's a good point too, Crump. Yeah, if the bracelets were here in 8, that would be a nice boon to go ahead and pick up. That way that we already have our access to 9. Especially if it takes BBQ a while to get back over there. But they're still going to have to get in there anyway. That way that they can get their try.
I've got stymied by a ladder block here in 8. That direction. All right, level 5. Kind of where we thought, I think.
Well, seeing as we've seen everything else on the coast, it's definitely the only choice that was left in terms of where 5 was going to be. So hopefully it will have something good. And obviously gives us a hint to let us know about the 3 we've already been in. Very quick floor heart. We definitely are right there for mags. I think I'd be checking sometime soon if I managed to make my way to it.
We don't necessarily have to stay around this dungeon if we don't want to. Free maps are nice, but not required. Alright, we're in the right section of 5, potentially, to get to the Triforce. Bomb upgrade for +3. Not amazing, but not terrible.
Well, the way that this seed has been, we've definitely put those bombs to work, so I wouldn't be too sad about picking it up. Plus, get to refresh. And there's our book.
Starting to feel like we might have our power bracelet in level 8. We haven't
Well,
seen
we
4
still
or
have
9.
4 and 6 hiding out there, so we have a couple of more places to go.
Yeah, there's a couple of places left, but starting to get to the point where we haven't seen a lot of the dungeons left. The double block is potentially a triple. You could have something underneath power bracelet that's more
That
than level
is
9.
true, but we haven't seen anything of the Grave or Death Mountain, so we still have quite a bit that they can get up to.
And we're out of 5, so halfway there in the Triforce.
Speaking of, it looks like Lysander is about to do their best to screen wrap and get their way to the grave. So soon we will start to find out some more information. It looks like BBQ is going over there to see if they can pick up their magical sword from Mags. And unfortunately, it looks like it is full price today.
Definitely not 10 or 11, so it's 12, 13, or 14. Which one will it be? We may not know. Both runners may not go back for and or may not get enough hearts to get that puzzle solved for us. This vanilla 6 screen is going to be really, really difficult to get off of. Oh, 4 is
We
in the
have a
grave.
4.
So it could be a wand, could be a boomerang, could be a white sword, could be power bracelet. Go ahead and go with.
I think right about now, about the only thing we really wouldn't want to see there would be the boomerang.
I'm gonna go combat upgrade. and 6 Death Mountain West. So 50% chance to combat upgrade in either one of these. 25% chance on the boomerang. Actually, the odds are a little bit skewed because we know Power Bracelet can't be in 9, so I guess it's it gets a little wonky. Let's not do that math.
Well, you figure at this point we've seen just about everything else. We have 3 dungeons left, so it's about a 33% chance that it'll be in either one or the other. Looks like we are making quick work of those, Lionel, which is nice.
There's the Triforce, 6.
It looks like we are choosing not to dig 6. So for BBQ's sake, we're going to have to hope that the bracelets are not there. We have located our last take any spot.
And Wand was in 4, so Lysander's done there. So we can move to Death Mountain and presumably Death Mountain West. Might find the level 6. We'll see if they decide to dig it.
It looks like they're just going to trade places because now BBQ has found their 4.
Nope. Now we're back to a 2 and 3 chance for Magical Sword. I believe both runners have the hint for level 9 to answer the question, chat.
That is a wand in 4.
And Lysander's going up in Death Mountain has seen 6, but this is going to dig it. Also has the combat upgrade, so probably. I'm not actually sure what they're after. Maybe another heart container still outstanding on their side. I don't know.
I appreciate the sentiment, Malkier. You can blame Sigil.
We'll add that to the list.
And Lysander finds out the unfortunate news that that sword is not 11. And we now have our try from 4. Fortunately, at this point, BBQ has all of the information, knows where the other dungeons are, so it's just a matter of cleanup now.
Kind of anticipate BBQ will kind of clean up this direction and then go down to get the magical sword check out of the way again. I think that's probably what I would do, at least. Again, 13 hearts, that's pretty good odds it'll really speed up the rest of the seed, so I think there's no reason not to do it again.
And fortunately, Lysander is making their way back to 1 and will hopefully soon find their ladder. And that obviously will help them a lot in terms of being able to maneuver through everything that they found. Survey says we get ourselves a sword.
All right, let's see if Lysander kills off the Petra here. Nope, gonna go to the like room first. Don't blame him. Yep, nothing.
This hefty 8 is making sure that we are having to search far and wide for our other item and for our try.
Definitely feels like this is going to be the dungeon we need to dig anyways for the power bracelet. Not guaranteed just yet, but getting closer by the minute as we check stuff off the list.
We're certainly going to hope so, because otherwise that means the poor BBQ is going to have to make their way back to Death Mountain to hit that 6.
And Lysander gets patched down, has the ladder in hand. It's like we're going to get this Triforce out of 1 and a Triforce out of 8. Gambling maybe on 7 having it. We know that won't be
Well,
the
no,
case.
we got our recorder in 7, if you remember.
Yeah, but BBQ does not have that recorder, so he may be gambling.
That's true.
We'll have to find out what BBQ does once they find the recorder.
I'd imagine as we've seen quite a bit of 8, and it's actually closer to the 7. If we were to, get our recorder here, probably go ahead and get our try since we need it, and then maybe walk back over to 8. I'd say that would be a pretty solid play at this point.
You should know that this recorder is at best going to help with dig doggers. So now I'm just going to hunt the Triforce and get out of here. Seems a little bit helpful there. We cannot go down near start, so we're going to have to make the walk down the center here or find a transport to get closer.
Well, it looks like it gave us a clean straightaway. And, fortunately, having that compass made sure that we didn't have to play around with all those Gleox, and it's only a little ways away. Oh, stairs. There we go.
You have no need to take the stairs for a heart container. It's no longer as useful to BBQ, although for the Lysander, could put them into the max territory now. feels like a 6. And a walk to, I guess I'll wait to see. Walk to the Recorder Lake. No. I would walk to Eastern DM checks, I guess. Could have sworn that BBQ saw the entrance
I was
death
about to
was
say,
going to start.
maybe they did not see the hint. Obviously it was one of the ones that was in a dungeon, but unfortunately, maybe they did not get to see it. Either that or they've forgotten. Not knowing that will definitely work in Lysander's favor, trying to, pick up some time. Oh, and how fortunate. Went right to the tri-room there for Lysander. They do already have their recorder, so I'm curious as to what they're going for.
Feels like it's got to be a little bit of a oopsie, forgot about the recorder early in here.
That's really the only reason why this is going on, and it's very unfortunate. Hopefully they will remember soon.
I think BBQ's kind of clear the overall at this point. Going to choose 6 now. Will it be the white sword? Will it be the boomerang? Or will it be the power bracelet? No, the restream of boomerang.
Lysander taking an unfortunate death there.
Let's see what dungeon they choose to dig next. Probably gonna get the bow as long as we survive a Wizrobe beam. Oh, didn't even take one. We got it. Back to level 2, which has the raft, which is required. So hopefully LysanderTheLion can get to the raft and to the Triforce to clean up this dungeon. So we're going to be last rooming whatever this item is in level 6.
And we have the boomerang. That is not what we were hoping to see. So that means that our bracelets are indeed an 8.
And puts the white sword that we no longer need in 9. Lysander may find it useful, but they also are at the point where they can check mags and get it if they so desire to take the trip over there. Yes, to answer the question, chat, 9 is not found, but the exact location is known. So it's just a question of getting the power bracelet out of level 8 to go get into 9.
Fortunately, it took us a little while to find the Trian 8 when we were coming through here, so there's only so many rooms that are left for those bracelets to be in. That'll make that kind of fortunate coming back in here looking for them.
It does feel like we're going to work our way down to the southeast portion of this 8. I feel like we've seen a lot of the rest of it. Maybe the south in general.
Fortunately, Lysander's about to find out that Triforce is just a couple of rooms away.
Looks like we're digging all the way inside this end of it.
I feel like that has been kind of the theme tonight in terms of some of these dungeons, especially our bigger ones. We have seen just about every room in most of these dungeons.
Maybe on the way to the magical sword, and there's the power bracelet.
Judging by their heading, it looks like BBQ might know where they're going.
Unfortunately, I think may have just completely forgot about it in your start.
And that is unfortunate. We'll have to ask BBQ if they kind of forgot their hints, because I'm pretty sure that they saw the one for the bracelets as well.
Well, I looked at the map and I know where that hint was at, so I know he's been in the room. Just a small oopsie. It only is one check extra.
And we are diving into 9.
Hopefully,
Question is, where's Gan?
hopefully there's only a door to the right. And that means you have to go find the stair in this little segment to go left. Nope, it's the other way. Well, maybe Zelda will be off to the right somewhere. So just trying to get a roar probably to start for BBQ. The Zelda shut a door. It's something that's nice to find, but is kind of the secondary here.
With everything that we need to take down Ganon, I think I would definitely want to see that roar right about now. It's like you said, then after that, it's just kind of a hunt and search. It's a little more painful when you find that shutter door pretty early, and then you have to check just about every other room to find your roar.
Oh, here it is.
All right. It's not to our north, so we know now that it is just that room over to the west. And unfortunately, we cannot bomb into it.
Gotta try north and left.
Fortunately, we do have a door that is open to get us down into it. Fantastic.
And we get a Chevy Ganon, so this will be a little bit more fun. However, with Magical Sword, should still result in BBQ finishing off Ganon.
Hit number 4, and he goes down.
Back to start we go. Clearing some of the easier rooms, probably to find a compass.
Unfortunately, even with clearing those easy rooms, 9 seems like it just wants to hand out keys like party favors.
Cannot bomb left in this room to try to bomb down. Nope. Yeah, back to start we go again. Got about 5 or 6 rooms left of things to look at over here. Just a few up in the top right, and maybe a couple more in the middle or in the last row on the left. Could also be in the right side of this dungeon somewhere. We'll find out if that's the case pretty soon based on where we just landed. And the bait block's in here. It's completely irrelevant, though. One more shot for Zelda to be in this area. Nope. Compass.
Well, that is a fortunate find.
We were just by that room earlier. I think we take the up bay here pretty soon and try and just get to the right over there and finish it up. White sword.
Interesting decision to walk most of the way to try to get over there.
Yeah, not sure, but we are getting there, maybe. May have an idea that, yeah, no, that's not going to help us. May figure it to be a magical staircase, even. I don't know. I didn't think we bombed all the ways over that direction.
Lysander's now picked up their try in 6.
Really close now. BBQ maybe just wandered away, depending on where the shuttle door is at. Gotta go up and check, do we not?
Say that unfortunately is not the answer.
I mean, don't be wrong, but I do think the answer may be a little bit simpler.
So at this point, I'm wondering if they've possibly mismarked and thought that they had gone to the room that was just to the north.
Oh, either, well, if they've gone to the room just to the north, we have a big problem. Because it's a broken seed, but I could say with certainty it's not. So it's just a question of whether or not maybe BBQ has bombed everywhere and I just missed. But I didn't see it. Just go right here. Go down here. Yeah.
Here we go.
There's an open door to the left there too, but anyways, we made it. Let's get your GG's out for BBQ finishing with a 129.40. It's good enough for about mid-pack of this one. It's 11th. And the order of finishes like it was Sunnytown, Moneyworks, Angel FM, Jesse Andy, Brewers Fan JP, F. Coughlin, Lakebit, Sigil, Equations, Gesture, and then BBQ as we just mentioned.
Well, with this double block, I would say that Crump definitely got her wish of this being an extra trolley seed.
And we are joined by BBQ.gov.
GG's, BBQ.
I'll take one of those G's. Things were going so well, and then the power bracelet decided to be required, and then 9 happened. So, we were cruising. I think. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. Early combat was terrible. You think you're all set finding 1 and 2 early, but not those 1 and 2. But yeah, that was full of highs and lows.
Yeah, the enemy sides in 1 and 2 were definitely not friendly there in the very beginning. And then on top of that, having to go back into 1, even with kind of a weaker offense, trying to get that ladder to even really be able to do much in the rest of the seed. The seed was definitely double blocked, 1 for the ladder to be able to get your bow, but obviously the bracelets as well. There was a hint in one of the dungeons, and I'm pretty sure that you might have seen it, that 9 was actually near start. And so by the time that you got to that point, you had gone to every other spot other than that power bracelet spot. I didn't know if maybe you just missed it.
I don't recall seeing that hint. I don't remember what dungeon it would have been in. But yeah, by the point that I had gotten down to, finishing up 7 and 8, I had like 5 non overworld block spots left. So it kind of didn't. If I got that hint and missed it, it kind of didn't make that much of a difference. But yeah, I was the more annoying. What would have been a more useful hint is knowing that the boomerang was in 6, because I saw every room of that 6 when I went back in, and only to get rewarded with a banana.
That is true. Honestly, it seemed like just about every dungeon you saw almost every single room. Everything was buried pretty deep.
It was, which makes me wonder how some folks finished under an hour 10. That blows my mind. But yeah, this was one where I literally saw every item except the stair heart container in 9, I think.
Sounds about right. I'm sure it made you feel absolutely wonderful to come across that white sword in 9, which you definitely did not need by the time you got there.
At that point, I just wanted to stare to the girl, because I'd figured out by that point pretty much it was a quasi block. It was a magic stare to her. But it was just it took till stare number 5 before and seeing the white sword item that I finally got the stare I needed. But yeah, I was getting worried there towards the end because I was running low on bombs, and I was a little frustrated. So I was like, well, can I set up a bomb force if I absolutely have to when I'm this annoyed with the seed? But it ended up not mattering.
Yeah, fortunately, having that any key first off meant that this was not a key starved seed like the last qualifier I had the joy of calming. So that was at least a nice little bonus that it gave you. But outside of that, this seed really demanded that you were right on top of it and got to see everything.
It really did. And normally I don't mind those types of seeds because I feel confident enough in my combat that I can slog it through. I mean, that my combat basically is what got me the ladder as early as it did, going back to 1 and duking it out with that expanding Patra on green tunic and wood sword. I knew I could do that fight if I absolutely had to, and I was like, I don't know what else to do at this point, so we'll just get that, and then boom, ladder. So I immediately bailed out of there. I didn't even bother killing the bunny room because I figured by the time I go it's faster to go get the bow and up an A and just one-shot the bunnies than to try to slug it out with wood sword. Is that true? I don't know, but that's what I did. From there,
Honestly,
I had bow.
Was.
Yeah, from there I had bow, silvers, and ladder. I was like, this is cool. We're gonna go. Just gotta find levels. But yes, a couple levels had other ideas.
It seemed like the seed really had plenty of ideas, and those ideas were search everywhere.
Yeah, which I certainly did. So again, normally I don't mind seeds like that because it's the type of thing where if I have to do it, then everybody has to do it. But yeah, I was getting a little annoyed there towards the end. But we made it through. We got it done. Zelda was in a segment, which is interesting, and we had a lot of segmented dungeons. So that's yeah, this was a higher degree of difficulty. Not as high as the one I heard about from earlier. But yeah, I don't know who upset the randomizer, but it's cranking out some doozies.
Honestly, it just wants to make sure that these qualifiers have you guys really well prepared for this tournament.
Yeah, if that's the goal, then absolutely. I count me prepared.
Fury, do you have any questions for BBQ?
Not really. I mean, the seed speaks for itself a lot of the time. You play the seed, or the seed kind of gets you. So in this case, I think the seed got quite a few. The only note that I saw was that a few runners may have ventured west early, found themselves with a wand, and maybe the lack of wizards in the dungeons means that wand is actually particularly useful, and that may have sped them up just a little bit.
Yeah, I would have liked to have that wand out of 4 earlier, but yeah, I just didn't get back. And I'm guilty of this when I run generally, that I put off Death Mountain most of the time, and for whatever reason, due to routing and just finding other stuff, I never really made my way to the grave as quickly as I would normally. So I didn't find 4 soon enough, and that wand would have been a very nice damage upgrade. I think I said out loud at the time. I was like, "Well, where's that been?" And then, of course, the only other damage upgrade we could get besides earning mags was the White Sword, and that was a 9, where it was not helpful.
Yeah, and it wasn't like Mags was giving you that sword easily either. It was, when you checked it at 11, it was like, oh, no.
Yeah, I'm used to that. One of the things I like to do when I can, if it's not too much trouble, is to check it when I get to 10 hearts, because the times it's, because the 20% of the time when it is at 10 hearts, it's very funny. But yeah, once I didn't get it at 11, my thought process was, well, if I'll probably pick up another heart container or 2 just by accident, and at that point, it's Mags was 2 screens away from an any road, so not a big deal to go, not out of your way to go check that again at 12 or 13. I just happened to have 13 when I went back.
Yeah,
But at that point,
fortunately, the any-roads were actually quite well spaced out. I have a feeling that's probably why some of the runners wound up going ahead and doing the mountain early, because you had that any-road that was, up there in the corner of Death Mountain.
Yeah, and had I had more bombs when I found the any roads, I probably might have dug it a little bit more, but by that point I had seen a bunch of stuff, and there was just too much stuff on the to-do list by that point, so I eventually got up there. But yeah, no, that was above average challenging seed. I'm glad it's done.
Fortunately, one more marked off the list.
Yeah, I think that's my second qualifier. I know we've got 3 more weeks of qualifying races available, so I'll definitely work to get my rest of my races in, and looking forward to it, and looking forward to see how the tournament turns out.
Yep, it's a lot of races left, plenty of opportunities to get those compass now for Lysander, who left it behind earlier. May have forgotten about the flute, but this time we'll probably beeline that direction and then head off to 8 to maybe find the power bracelet and get access to 9. So it shouldn't be too much longer.
Great. Well, it's late and I need to head to bed. But thank you for doing comms, and Crump for doing the tracking and restream setup and everything. Always appreciate you guys doing comms and getting these matches visibility and restream. So really appreciate it.
Hey, we wouldn't have these restreams without you guys. It's been great watching the race, and I hope you have a fantastic night.
You too. Yes, it was. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Alrighty, so we are only one try away from Lysander being able to make their way into 9. Unfortunately, 8 is not too far from where they are, so hopefully that will not be quite as trolly for them, and they'll be able to find it fairly quickly, rather than having to search the whole dungeon.
Yeah, the only other dungeon they could go to at this point is 3, but that would only net them a defense upgrade. Not the end of the world, of course, to pick that up, but with Blue Ring in hand, I think that's not particularly necessary. I think Lysander can handle most of what the seed throws with Blue Ring and a magical sword in hand. I believe we have to go all the way to the bottom and to the right from where we're starting out. So a little bit of the truck.
as I did mention earlier, yes, everything was done pretty much down deep in most of these dungeons.
And when it wasn't deep in a dungeon, it was underneath Patra or past a couple of dark dungeons. So even if it gave it to you early, you had to fight. Oops, can't go that way. Let's continue on to the right here and down, see if we get closer. Please, this was the room we were talking about. Well, no, it's one above this. Let's go say the old man was somewhere here. Triforce is, of course, to the right.
Fortunately, though, Lysander does know that they are probably looking for the bracelets at this point, so it looks like they are going to dig, and fortunately, they will be rewarded once they do.
One more to the right here. Just about there now. Got the door here. Don't remember if it's the next room or very close nearby, but I remember it being over on the right here. Maybe up and right. No need for the key. 2 up from here. Well, the compass will help us out. It's a hint in the way, but
You know, I think I would probably be abusing the old men at this point, too.
it's almost over now. It's just an adventure to 9, and we'll see see if we get a kind of right order 9 or if we take the long one. Hopefully it's a quick and easy.
And fortunately, in this case, Lysander has definitely remembered the hints as they make a beeline to 9. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be taking kind of the long way around as we search the nubbin down here in the corner, and unfortunately we know that Ganon is not over here.
Yeah, at best you're going to get the staircase that kind of takes you up to the northwest, which will get you closer, but it depends on which way you take. That's the correct one.
Well, that was quite fortunate.
I'd probably try to go right, and that will be key door, and not the way we want to go. Try to go up. Maybe, yep, go up, so we're going to find our way there. Alright. A few swings here and maybe get to Zelda, depending on which way we go. I know down is a dead end. You also have a potion, I believe. Oof.
Fortunately, we do have a potion, so Ganon is not going to get the better of us today.
potential blessing in disguise.
Indeed. I think that we did notice that there was a room that was a spiral that had a staircase in it that did have a door to the north and might actually get them to Zelda faster, but unfortunately they are going to the south. But maybe they will make their way north from here and get fortunate enough to find their way up and around. You know, I feel like I might have a commentator curse of them doing what I say backwards. Maybe I need to start switching that around.
Unfortunately, just sometimes when the seed just goes kind of wrong, it goes kind of wrong, and that's the way I feel this one's been for Lysan. Picks a direction, goes the direction, and it does not pay off. See if this puts us closer. I don't remember. No, just sends back a room. There's the heart. Is stair BBQ used to get to Zelda.
And that means that we know that there is a pathway to get to her, so hopefully they will make pretty good work of it and make their way down.
Yeah, they don't specifically know Zelda's room yet, but going down this room, they will find out pretty quickly. Some more bombs. We won't need those, though. We'll just need a little jog south.
And now we have seen our shutter door. Let's get our GGs in chat for Lysander. Righty, we have been joined in here by Lysander. I believe they're currently muted.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Welcome in and GG's. That was quite a seed, was it not?
That was brutal.
You know, little secret, Crump was really hoping that this one would be extra trolly, and I believe a double block constitutes is kind of trolly.
Well, the overworld combat wasn't very nice either.
That is very true. Those whiz robes outside of your dungeons were kind of nasty in some locations.
Oh, the ones right at the start. I mean, I turn south, I get blasted. And then I just had a hard time getting started. Like, there were a couple of things, like, the early deaths put me on tilt, and then I did a couple of things early on, and it was like, what am I doing? Just focus.
I can definitely understand. It did take a little bit. It fortunately didn't take too horribly long to find the sword, but unfortunately with that ladder being in one, there was only so much you were able to do before you had to go back to get it. You did,
Right.
however, make your way around, find a lot of things.
Trying to remember what see, the whole thing is a blur to me now. I can't remember anything. I'm looking at my timeline. I got the any key early.
Yep, the any key was a floor item in one,
Oh.
which was actually really nice to start with. It looked like it was going to be friendly.
Oh, I remember like all of just the first 5 minutes was just comical because I was like, I found the any road. Oh look, I found the silver arrows. I died. And then like I got the clip over to Lost Hills and I died. And it just like that the first like 10-15 minutes I would do something and then I would die. I would do something and then die again. Just
Well, it definitely gave you a run for your money, that's for sure.
But like I said, it's comical. I laugh at. I watch the restream and I laugh at all of it. But yeah, once I got, I mean, and like as soon as I got enough money, straight to the blue ring. Like I hit that big prize and I was like, I have the money. I'm doing it.
Yeah, that was one of those things that was very fortunate for BBQ when he went into 3, is that he went back into dig after he got the Triforce and happened to have the red ring in it.
Oh, the red ring was in 3.
Indeed.
Oh, that was another thing. I forgot that I had pulled the wand out of 4. That was a tracking mistake.
We were actually kind of wondering about 7 because when the first time that you went into 7, you did wind up finding the recorder that was on the floor. And then the second time that you went in there, you did the room that had the Triforce and it popped up behind you. Did you not see it, or had you forgotten that you found the recorder earlier?
I forgot that I'd found the recorder.
We couldn't figure out which one it was, but that does indeed make sense.
Yeah, and I dug around. I was like, I need to dig these last rooms since I'm in the back of the dungeon. And if I had just looked up at my trackers, I found the recorder already.
Well, there had been quite a bit of time between, so I kind of figured that might be the case. But then, because the Triforce popped up so quickly behind you and you had left the room like right after, we wondered if maybe you hadn't seen it.
And then I forgot it was in there. I usually mark those on my tracker when I do that, and I forgot where it was, and then I found the compass, and it was like, oh yeah, it's in that room.
Well, fortunately, this is another qualifier down. We've got a few more weeks to get a few more in. How are you feeling about looking at the tournament coming up? I'd imagine you're looking forward to it.
I am. I'll be first round cannon fodder for somebody.
I wouldn't count yourself out just yet. You've got plenty of time to kind of, work on things if you're feeling like you're not there. Get stronger at it.
I mean, yeah, I haven't really. I think my best time on this flag set is something like 127, maybe. I feel like I need to get down below at least 70.
Well, I think you'll probably get there. I mean, you've definitely got some things that you've been working on, and I think that again, given the few weeks that you've got, I'm pretty sure you could make it.
Yep. Well, I'm going to do as many of these races as I can because they are helping out. And of course, going back and watching these restreams is so beneficial. Even, like with a bad run like this, I'll go back and watch it and go, oh, okay, I see what I did there. And you guys are really helpful too.
I'm glad to be of assistance. But any final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, just don't die. Don't die so much.
Wish I could stop that myself, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I use my face to tank things.
Yep. But yeah, thanks for doing the restream, and I'm hoping to join in on some of the tournament restreams myself.
Well, as I had mentioned to BBQ earlier, obviously these restreams wouldn't happen without you racers. So thank you for racing tonight and you know, having us be able to watch you and talk to you as well.
All right. Well, thanks again.
With that, we have week 1 of the qualifying or seeding races in the books. 3 more weeks to go, and plenty of opportunities for runners to get their 5 in. So, looking forward to seeing the times put up and some of the trolley seeds rolled and everything in between. Thanks for joining me in the booth, Dragon Lady Kate.
It was absolutely pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And thanks to Miss Melchior and Crump for the work they did behind the scenes. And we'll wish you all a good night and see you tomorrow for some more Zelda 1 randomizer tournament action.